let's do this. We are back. We are almost there. Seattle, here I come. We are right around the corner. BurlyCon, the convention of a lifetime. November 9th, BurlyCon begins. We are officially heading back to Seattle for the very first time since the pandemic, and there's a couple of things to really consider and get ready for before you go, especially for your first year and in proper BurlyCon fashion.
Got my rhinestone hair flow while it's up, got my hair up, got my name, branding, got no makeup, but I got my lipstick on.
You don't have to do that, but that is something you will see a lot of as you go to BurlyCon. Prepare yourself for magic. Before we begin, I would just like to acknowledge that this year for BurlyCon 2022, I am not volunteering and I'm also not on the BurlyCon board, so all of the tips and perspectives that I am sharing are from my own experience of attending BurlyCon, as well as some things that I have heard moving into this year. With that said, I hope you enjoy the video. What do you pack? BurlyCon is one of those things you really want to make sure to prepare for and pack accordingly, especially if this is your first year or second year going to BurlyCon. When you pack, you are going to want to leave space for merchandise for you to bring home. Merchandise can be anything from books like the Marinka biography or Tease by Brandy Wild, or it can be anything like hair flowers or hoodies. There's glitter that you can buy rhinestones in bulk. The options are endless, as long as people are there to sell things. As well, when you pack, you want to be cozy, you want to be comfy. Most of the time, most of us at BurlyCon are there to practice, to network, to get to know each other. So really just pack your comfy clothes. There's no pressure to get overly dressed up. There are themes. This year it is vintage gothic. But if you don't want to dress to the theme, that is also okay. Maybe you have a couple of outfits that you want to have for mingling and getting to know other people at the meet and greet. Most of the time, you're going to be wearing things like leg warmers, sweatpants, yoga pants, t-shirts, sports bras. A lot of people might have just a hair flower in to show that, yes, I do burlesque while I'm sweating away. And also make sure to bring things for your workshops and your classes. I will have another video that you can find in my BurlyCon playlist. Playlist will be linked right here. How to pick burlesque classes for BurlyCon and how to really get yourself set up. As well as your standard toiletries, regular day clothes, pajamas, the usual. If you have any kind of branding with your name, whether it's a business card, maybe it's a name necklace, maybe it's a hoodie, whether you're brand new, whether you've been in the business for 20 years, we are constantly meeting people, and BurlyCon especially, as it is one of those casual hangout networking opportunities. There's a lot of people who I follow personally on social media, but as soon as you see them without makeup on, I have no idea who they are. I make a habit that anytime I go to BurlyCon to reintroduce myself, even if I know who the other person is, and then it's up to the other person to confirm, yes, they know who I am, or they can introduce themselves as well, especially when we're all in regular daily form. And if you have anything that does have your name, like a necklace or a hoodie, again, it can make it a lot easier for people to remember your name. If not, absolutely no pressure. Not everybody has name branding for just existing, and that is totally okay. When you arrive at BurlyCon, there's a few things to know. All of the convention center and the hotel is owned by the Hilton. However, they are two separate buildings, and so often the hotel will be in this spot. You have to walk across this really big hotel, outside like this little covered sidewalk, and then into the convention center. And it can be quite a lot to go back and forth all day. I definitely recommend that you pack a side bag, and in that bag you can have things like your notebooks for the day, maybe some snacks, maybe you have a towel if you decide to go to the hot tub. But I find it's really convenient, so I don't have to worry about going back to my hotel room all the time. So make sure to have that ready for you so that you can, again, take breaks. If you want to take a break in the library, or if you want to take a break at the tent if it's set up this year. I have electrolytes with me throughout the day as well, so that I can keep my energy levels up. Big thing to keep in mind is BurlyCon is a marathon, not a sprint. Prepare yourself to have days and times in the same day where you're going to have a lot of ups and downs. We're all differently, our bodies work differently. Maybe we have personal stuff going on and we are just at BurlyCon to really exist with other burlesque people. And that is what is so great about BurlyCon, is those lectures. If you want those more chill, don't have to worry about mingling and networking constantly or moving, you can just sit down and listen to something. And when you arrive at BurlyCon on the Thursday morning, you are going to want to make sure to register. So registration is the very first thing you are going to see when you come up into BurlyCon. You are going to go into the convention building, you are going to take an elevator upstairs, and as long as BurlyCon hasn't made any changes since the last few years, you're going to see this big registration desk as soon as you walk out of those elevators, and you're gonna probably see a big lineup of people, so make sure to get into those lines, and they're gonna give you things like your name badges, your wristbands, maybe some merchandise or some swag, and get yourself all set up. Food can be expensive. There is a restaurant at the hotel as well as a Starbucks. Otherwise, a lot of restaurants are not the closest to the hotel itself. If you want to have food yourself, it's really good to either pack food. There is a Trader Joe's that a lot of people will carpool to, get some groceries, bring them back to the hotel. All of the hotel rooms should have a mini fridge, so that's something that's really great to set yourself up during the week. Prepare. I know if people are driving, there's quite a few people who drive to BurlyCon and they'll have things like slow cookers with them. The people who do, I think, are geniuses. There is a shuttle. So BurlyCon every year has a shuttle. The airport and the convention center are literally just across the highway. There is a walking bridge if you want to walk. Usually the shuttle is what a lot of people do, because even going across that parking lot can be a little bit of a walk. If you want to shuttle, the shuttle does go on every hour and every half hour, between 4 in the morning and 1 in the morning, and between 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. then it is available, but it is on demand, so you do actually have to schedule it for your time. It's something that's really convenient to take advantage of. And how do I know about the shuttle? How do I know about registration? How do I know about these other things? If you have your ticket to BurlyCon, you should have received an email. Most people, when they sign up for BurlyCon, will have received an email. I'm not on the BurlyCon board this year, so it might be a little bit different. I'm just going based off of what I have been sent, so hopefully I'm being accurate. Your email, if you received one, should say everything that you need for BurlyCon, and really making sure that you have as much as you can for all of the events and different panels and caucuses and workshops and everything that you need to know for BurlyCon and how to prepare. BurlyCon every year has a burlesque legend with them. For this year, BurlyCon brought Shawna the Black Venus burlesque legend to BurlyCon. When you get a chance, I highly recommend you take any of the My Life with Shawna or any of her workshops. She has 2 for spinning fire tassels. I have met Shawna in the past, and she's a super sweetheart. They are our history, and they are that huge wave of innovation that have laid the platform for us to do burlesque today and to have a voice in the way that we do, and we continue to fight a lot of the battles that they were fighting. Really making sure that we have those relationships between generations is so important. Buy any of her merchandise, take her My Life with and listen to her history, or take some of her workshops as well, or even just casually in the hallway. There are also some public events. This year, the phenomenal one, it's been happening every year at BurlyCon for the last 4 or 5 years, I think 4 years, is one of my favorite burlesque shows, Shuga Shaq by Brick House and Cinderella Rosa. It is a time, let me tell you. It is an all BIPOC burlesque show at Theater Off Jackson. It is phenomenal. If you manage to find some of those last minute tickets, if they do go on sale, grab them, bring your cash. You are going to want to tip. Have yourself a good time. BurlyCon has so much going on. There's workshops, panels, caucuses, there's the BurlyCon events, and there's the other public events happening around BurlyCon as well. Do not feel pressured to do everything. It is more than okay to sit anything out. Just take a full hour or 2 hours to just rest in your hotel room. Totally okay. You are not expected to be at every single event. A lot of your care during BurlyCon is caring for yourself for BurlyCon. And it's also caring for yourself to kind of help reduce your glitter crash after BurlyCon, because trust me, it is going to be a big one. And because this is the first BurlyCon back since 2019, just a gentle reminder to respect everybody's space. There is going to be a lot of emotions probably coming up this BurlyCon. BurlyCon can be incredibly personal for a lot of people. It is a family reunion in so many ways, and you even get to meet the cousins you've heard so much about. Welcome to BurlyCon, newbies. Because of that, there's going to be people who are going to be so excited to see other people, to see each other, maybe to see the burlesque community for the first time. Make sure that you are respecting people's space. There might be people who are not ready to be hugging all these people all around them all the time. So just be mindful of that. Make sure to get consent, respect people's space, and yeah, everything will be cool. And last but not least, people might know each other. People might not know each other. People might be a big deal. But at the end of the day, all of us are human, and we are people behind the performance. Things like imposter syndrome are real no matter how experienced the performer is, no matter how long they've been performing, how well known they are. Anxiety, whether it's social anxiety or just anxiety in general, is a thing that a lot of performers experience. BurlyCon is so great because it exists as an opportunity for everyone to be grounded, everyone to be human, and everyone to recognize that we are human. I am allowed to be new, and I'm not expected to be perfect. As you go into BurlyCon this weekend, next week, whenever you watch this video, maybe it's next year, really allow yourself to be human and to allow yourself to have pause and breathe and ground yourself and take breaks when you need to, and be excited when you want to, and really feel any feelings that come up for BurlyCon. Be human, be nervous, be new. Even if you've been performing for 20 years, you see people who have been performing for 20 years taking classes from brand new people. In the end, we all have something to learn, and we all have something to teach. I'm gonna be at BurlyCon next weekend, probably looking a lot like this. Look for the name tag. And if you are a well-experienced performer who has attended BurlyCon many a year, even if it's once, there is a lot of BurlyCon 101 things to know. So any feedback you have, any tips, any tricks, anything you want to tell people to be aware of for the very first year at BurlyCon, leave it down below, and I'm really excited to see what your tips and tricks and advice are. Otherwise, I will see you next time or this weekend. Bye.